Alright, it's time to drain the backwash recycle pond. We're at 2.72 feet in high. Our set points are 3.5 and 1.75 feet. So it'll never get up to 3.5 feet. We do that on purpose so that it doesn't automatically come on. It is programmed to where you can actually set this to where it'll automatically come on by itself, but there's a few reasons why we don't have it set up that way. It's best if the operator has the control over whether or not to decide when to turn this on, which I'll explain later. So a couple of things to consider before draining this pond is you want to check your EQ basin, make sure that that's not too high. Right now it's only about 1.5 feet high, and it actually goes up to well, it'll go up to about 13.5 feet before it goes into the overflow pipe, and we don't want that. So this is really low, so we're good there. But if it was high, like let's say you're at 10 or 11 feet, then you would want to increase the flow before turning it on. And to do that is right here, where it's the reclaim plant flow set point gallons per minute. You'd have to increase that flow so that you can send more liquid to the reclaim plant. And if it was high, you'd also want to consider your current flows coming in. So this right here, this number indicates it's the influent flow in million gallons per day. So this is basically saying if this number stayed like this for the next 24 hours, you would have 224,000 gallons coming in. Right now it's 9:44 in the morning, so obviously it's probably not going to stay that way for the next 24 hours. It's the morning, so the flows coming into the treatment plant are usually high right around this time, in the morning and at night, during dinner time. So this right here is like 146,000 gallons. There's 146,746 gallons that came into the plant yesterday. So we're probably not going to be anywhere near that tiered figure, but you can click right here. You can also check the little 1 hour influent trend. So here what it was at 9:45. Here's what it was at 9:30, 9:15, 9 o'clock, and then 8:45. So it's pretty light trend. So this one right here, I think this must be around the 200,000 mark. So flows aren't coming in that fast. So all right, so we're all prepared to do it. So all right, this is how you do it. Click in here, and you want to type in a number that's lower than the set point. 2.70, let's do. You hit the enter button, the green light comes on. That's indicating that the pond pump has just come on. So what I do, like 5 feet, so that way the setting's not back on there. Then you want to click on your document. Oh, see, there's the little glitches. You gotta hit the enter button. Get that back up there. There we go. Alright, now we're good to go. There's a little glitch in the KVM here. The software is apparently a little too new for this old software, so you'll get what you call sticky keys, the sticky keys effect. Okay, now we need to go check to make sure that the actual pond is drained. Alright, there's two ways to check whether or not the pond pump has come on. The first way is to come up here to the grit chamber, and this is the hole that it comes out of. So got some nice clear liquid out of that pond. So it came on, that's good. And this is the pond that we're draining right now. This is an overflow pipe in case the pond level got a little bit too high, but it's capped up, it's plugged, and we don't want that going out to our little washout here where a lot of the reclaimed water goes to. And and here's the actual level, the level sensor. And that's a surface aerator right there. It's just pulling the water from the bottom and spraying it into the air. It's designed to help with the evaporation. It's pulling some water from about a foot below the surface of the pond, and it's just spraying the water out to help with evaporation, to help treat the waste. In my previous video, backwashing filters, I explained that it's a good idea to pump this pond down before you perform a backwash, because if you don't, obviously you could tell, it's possible to get this pond so full that it encroaches upon that road. You don't want that. And here's the second way you can determine whether or not the pond pump is on. So here's the motor, and here's the actual pump itself. So yeah, that'll usually stay consistent at just over 20 psi. So that's good. Sometimes there'll be issues where this pond pump will lock up, it'll cavitate, and so it'll experience some. What happens is, especially this problem occurs during the winter time, when we're not turning on the pond pump as much because we have such long filter runs. It could be 15-20 days before we have to turn this pond pump on, and so what happens is the sludge will get trapped. It'll get trapped into here, and then over time it'll just start to denitrify or gas off, and so that'll cause cavitation of this pump. And so usually what you have to do is open up this check valve and open up this bleeder valve right here, so it's on the discharge side of the pump, so that you can get the oxygen out, so that the pump can move liquid. And the last thing you want to check is to make sure that this pond pump's shuts off at 1.75 feet. It's around 10:03, so this is going to take probably maybe 2.5 hours until